Welcome to No Cap News.
Your most trusted student news source, better than MTV and TMZ.
With NCN, the cap stops here. I'm Chance Kirby.
And I'm Amber Van Horn. We hope everyone had fun displaying their school spirit for coming home week.
My personal favorite was PJ Day.
Isn't that the only one you participate in?
It was cozy.
You need to get your life together. Anyways, I heard McCracken received a very informative speech on the dangers of drugs.
Justin has more on that story.
Teen for Health Youth recently visited McCracken Middle School to speak about the risk associated with drugs and substance abuse. So don't do it.
The presentation was important just to get information out there to middle schoolers who might be affected by drug abuse, alcoholism, and whatnot, and to spread healthy habits to them.
Some kids like to do drugs and it's really not good for you, and it's not good for your mental health and physical health.
I used to have a friend and we had to stop being friends because she was doing things that me and my other friends didn't agree with. She was like drinking and smoking like weed, and we didn't want to do that.
I just want to show and break away from the myth that we see a lot on social media and in television shows that high schoolers party every single day and they do drugs every single day to seem cool. And I just want to show that you don't have to do any of that stuff to be a cool person.
Like I said, just to remind them of what to stay away from and keeping their bodies, their minds clear of everything that could harm them, and just to stay focused in school and have an active, healthy life.
It's important for students to remember that drugs don't only affect the user, but can have a negative effect on personal relationships.
I was a freshman and I had a senior friend she was my babysitter, my whole family loved her. She was amazing at soccer. She got a full ride, I can't remember the school, but she got into drugs and she completely threw away her scholarships in the trash and just fell off, stopped talking to her family, her friends, and kind of just disappeared. And now she's finally saying that she was sorry and that she regrets everything that she did. And I don't want to see that happen to anyone ever again.
Just that teaching these topics are important, and it's good to get them to the younger audience because our brains, we're not fully developed, and it's just good to show that they can break those bad habits now before coming into high school, before they develop even worse habits and stuff.
This visit to McCracken Middle School is one way Teens for Healthy Youth is giving back and sharing their knowledge. For NCN, I'm Justin Ramos. Back to you.
Big thanks to Teens for Healthy Youth for speaking to the middle schoolers.
What would you even say?
Well, they don't just talk about drugs. Their main goal is to help their peers live happier and healthier lives.
That seems like a lot of communicating.
And on the topic of communication, we had a night of multilingual communication. Maria has more on that.
ESOL program hosted a night filled with lots of information for our Bluffton families.
La noche de padres y de estudiantes multilingües se desarrolló de una manera muy amena, muy emotiva, en la cual muchos padres y estudiantes vinieron acá. Uno de los principales objetivos que tuvo esta reunión es el poder infundirlos a todos como comunidad aquí dentro de lo que es Bluffton High y se sientan parte de la comunidad educativa.
In addition to the information, each family brought a unique dish to share.
Pudimos compartir de diferentes maneras con diferente información y de esta manera también pudimos compartir diferentes platos típicos de cada una de las regiones. Tuvimos comida de lo que es de El Salvador, de México, de Guatemala, también de diferentes países, y fue una noche muy bonita en la cual pudimos compartir todos juntos.
What a beautiful night, filled with great food and good times. For No Cap News, I am Maria Rios.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
¿Qué?
Lo siento, no hablo español.
If you're asking for the library, you might be interested in some books written by our very own students.
Our future teachers brought out their creativity for Miss Buckley's class. Fed is more on the scene.
Today, Bluffton High's Teacher Cadet program wrote and assembled a wide variety of creative books to read for Miss Buckley's class.
Today we had our very fun big book reading/learning celebration with Mrs. Buckley's class in Teacher Cadet. What they do is they create big books with a positive message of self-esteem, and then we invite Mrs. Buckley's class to come share with us or share in that activity with us, and my Teacher Cadets will read the books out loud in order to get practice presenting in front of a class and also practice their teaching skills.
My group made a book. It was called Sammy the Spotted Pig. It was about a little pig who had spots on him, and he just moved to a new town and he joined the soccer team. Some kids were making fun of him, but he got over it with his parents' encouragement.
My book was about this girl that had freckles, and she walked into her first day of kindergarten and none of the other kids had freckles, and she felt really uncomfortable. But then she learned to love her freckles because all the other kids realized how cool freckles were.
My favorite one was like the spotted pig. And of course, I just like how like the pig was just like the only one who was like spotted and like nobody else.
The class made several books to share with Miss Buckley's class. Each student took something different away from this experience.
I hope that my students learn that no matter where they are in life, whether it's at school, at work, or at home, that even if they are different or struggle with something, that it's okay because they should be happy and proud of themselves, and that they should connect with those people that keep them positive and those that make good choices and do the right thing. Because if you have that, then you will be able to do everything and anything you want in life and be happy.
I've properly learned, like, don't judge people who are different.
I learned that everybody in my class had like the same like criteria that they had to follow, and everybody went completely different directions. So I learned that as a teacher, giving one assignment, it can come out so many different ways, and I thought it was really cool.
Big thanks to Teacher Cadet class for making this happen. For NCN, I'm Federico Guerra.
I had the opportunity to read my book.
Oh, what was your book about?
Well, it's hard to explain, but basically, it's an adaptation off of Elden Ring.
Wait, what's Elden Ring?
It's a really interesting fighting RPG made by the same game designers as Dark Souls.
Fighting? That reminds me of when I had to chase after the ref in the middle of a wrestling tournament.
Let's cut to the gym, where Krishna is more on that story.
Today, region tournament. Bluffton High's hosting it, very own. We got May River, Collington, James Island, what else? Hilton Head, Bluffton, of course, and Lucy Beckham. Yeah.
So I'm the vice president of NHS, and today NHS is here helping the wrestling tournament. The wrestling team is a really young team, but they're honestly, for being a really young team, they're doing amazing.
The wrestling team has some great things to say about this regional tournament and our Bobcats performance.
We host a couple tournaments throughout the year, but this is our region tournament. But it's going well, and all the teams are here and we're having fun.
The atmosphere is really good. There's lots of people. It's nice. They set up the tournament good. The 2 mats, perfect.
9 kids qualified for the lower states, but yeah, we're having a good tournament. We're doing well.
Not only has our wrestling team been performing well, this regional tournament had an amazing turnout.
The school has done a great job hosting this tournament. It's been great so far. There are a few individuals who have done great. Me personally, I could have done a lot better, and so far I've qualified. Now it's on to lower states.
Shout out to the wrestling team, man. We really appreciate everything y'all did. Congratulations on making the lower state tournament. And also big shout out to NHS. Thank you for everything y'all do. But for NCN's Chris Rojo, and I'm out.
Congratulations to the wrestling team for another successful tournament.
I had to clean up after, and there was a surprising amount of pop tabs.
Well, you know what they say. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
One club at our school is taking that phrase to the next level.
As part of Dr. Newt's marketing management class, we were passing out boxes to certain teachers to collect pop tabs or can tabs. It's a fundraiser for a charity, the charity Ronald McDonald House, an organization that builds houses next to hospitals so that families who have kids in the hospital can actually stay in more of a house-like environment instead of a hospital room. We have boxes in select classrooms. We also have it in the office and guidance, and you can always visit Dr. Newt at room 1119. We will end it on February 23rd. I encourage every student to participate because you never know what situation somebody's going through, and it's really helpful to support other people in their endeavors.
Thanks for checking in for another episode of NCN. I'm Amber Van Horn.
And I'm Chance Kirby. We'll see you in the next episode of No Cap News.
All facts, no cap.